Robert McClelland is the Emergency Management Minister. He's thrown his support behind Kevin Rudd and he joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you.
It looks like you'll lose and lose badly tomorrow. Do you agree?
Certainly the commentary is suggesting that there will be a loss. What the figures are, I'm not sure, but certainly that's the commentary.
You haven't been counting or involved in the counting?
I haven't been involved in the counting. Obviously spoken to one or two people, but not bringing the figures together.
So 1/3 of the caucus has decided to bring this on. You've caused enormous damage to the party. Was it worth it?
Well, again, in terms of how these events came about, there's a range of factors that brought these things to a head. But the reality is, politics is inherently a competitive business. There were obviously issues to be resolved, and I think this process has enabled people to speak their mind on a number of issues. That in itself can often be therapeutic, if you like. But I think the point now is to bring everyone together, and both contenders, the Prime Minister and Kevin Rudd, have said that's very important, and obviously it is.
Was the point of this exercise to damage the Prime Minister again, make it easier for Kevin Rudd to mount a challenge the second time around?
No, not at all, and indeed Kevin Rudd has said he is not going to challenge the Prime Minister again. There were clearly issues there. I mean, the public has commented on these issues for a long time. They've been the subject of political debate. The issues were brought to a head. A number of people said they should be brought to a head. They were brought to a head by the Prime Minister calling the ballot. I know there were some precursors to that, but I think that process has commenced, will be completed tomorrow.
Will you rule out ever being involved again in a challenge against this Prime Minister?
Certainly I won't be involved in a challenge to the Prime Minister.
Or support a challenger?
In terms of supporting it, yes, no, Kevin Rudd has said I've been supporting Kevin Rudd because of the reasons I've given. I thought he was best equipped to win the election. He said he won't be a challenger, and I will not be supporting any other candidate. I'm not aware that any other person has indicated they would be a candidate.
Now, you have said that you think that this Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, can't win the next election. Do you stand by that?
Well, again, we've got to make sure that she does. Certainly,
she said that she can't.
Well, certainly on the last 12 months, we've got a long way to go. The public perception of us is flat, and we need to turn that around, and we're best able to do that by coming together after the ballot tomorrow.
But in the public's eye, is what you said last week true, or what you're saying now, that you might be able to get there, or last week you said that you couldn't get there? Which
well,
is it?
Certainly I've said that given Kevin Rudd's public profile, his general acceptance in the public, I think is accepted. The general support he has in the public, I thought he was our best asset to win the next election. Clearly, if the party tomorrow elects Julia Gillard or re-elects Julia Gillard as our leader, then we'll come together and work very, very hard to ensure that she is elected as the Prime Minister of the following election.
Anthony Albanese offered his resignation to the Prime Minister because he's going to be voting for Kevin Rudd. Will you offer yours?
Well, again, I've indicated that I'm prepared to sit in a cabinet of whoever is elected, but ultimately whether I'm called upon to sit in cabinet or the ministry will be a matter for whoever is elected
If
tomorrow.
you were in Julia Gillard's position, would you ask you to sit in her cabinet?
Oh, well, that's her call. I mean, I can't be objective about that. Obviously, I think I have skills to bring to bear. I think it's her call, essentially. I mean, you go into these issues and you support a candidate on the matter of principle. You don't think of the consequences downstream in terms of that being the matter for the leader to call upon. You accept the consequences either way.
Robert McClelland, thank you.
My pleasure.